Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm Dear Darling, and shall we see what's going on a lovely island of Fawnhallow today, where hopefully you'll be checking out because of course this is for Animal Crossing New Horizons Dear Darling daily video speedrun, which is of course the most famous speedrunning category in all of Animal Crossing, which we'll be attempting for you today. And of course the time will start as soon as Isabel loads in and starts speaking. Now, I've prepared, I've done, so many different days of attempting to get this world record over and over and over again, so it's about time. I've got a good feeling about today. I feel like everything's gonna go my way. So you ready? In time, in 3, 2, 1, time, let's go. Good evening everyone. Right now on Fawnhallow at 7:24 p.m. on Monday, April 1st, 2024, and we're gonna skip through the dialogue right now because even though it's a bit of an unlucky seed. Right now we've got quite a lot of dialogue going on because it's a special event. It's okay, well, as long as we don't have too bad a time loss, I think, in this beginning, it's easy to make up because this is not really the main part of the speedrun. This is not really where the main things go, where the runs die, but okay. We're on a good run right now, and we're actually going to save even more time by just not actually reading the rest of our mail things. That's actually quite a new tech discovered recently in the last few years of Animal Crossing Dear Darling daily video speedruns, of not checking your mail, and it means that you can actually go here and collect your Nook Miles even faster than before. So as we just do this, nice. We're on an amazing pace right now. This is actually probably one of the best runs I've ever had. Like, I've never had RNG this lucky before, but it's okay. This is not quite the meat and potatoes of a run yet. We know we got to be careful. We got to watch out because we'll be heading over to Harvey's Island. We'll be doing the usual sort of, strategies of Animal Crossing, making sure we hold down sprint, making sure we take good paths, good routes, because we don't want to waste any time in getting there whatsoever. Now, upcoming, again, if you're enjoying Dear Darling games done quick, then, please, of course, leave donations or whatever and stuff in the chat. Maybe someone will shout it out, except for it's just me. I've got no helpers. But upcoming here, we have a really dangerous section where visit Harv's Island. There you go. But the dangerous section there is really easy to not click visit Harv's Island. It's actually, you might accidentally click, go visit a friend, and that will cost you at least 30 seconds of a run. And honestly, it's probably a restart at that point if you do that. So that's okay. I also forgot to do the live split, so that's even like slower, than you might expect. fly to Harv's Island. Oh, accidentally hit left mouse there. That's not great. I don't actually know how live split works, is what I would say if I didn't know how live split works, but I definitely know how live split works, so this is definitely what is meant to happen probably, as we quickly talk to Torsim and make sure we can put anything away that we need to. I could have actually saved some time, but it turns out there's nothing actually to put away in the first place, so that's a bit of waste of time by not allowing myself to. I don't know where on earth all my records are gone, but it doesn't really matter. It's okay. We know we're just going to run our race. That's what speedrunning is all about. You got to run your race. You got to know exactly what you're doing, and then we'll just let the timings themselves determine how good or bad this run is. But of course, we're talking to Katarina right now. We're going to hope that she doesn't have any bad news for us, because if she has bad news, then we, of course, legally obliged to try and cleanse ourselves of a curse. And if we cleanse ourselves of a curse, I'll add on like another good 40 seconds to a run, which, it might be a restart at that point, it might not be, but I mean, this, like, my personal best, I definitely set on a run which Katrina gave us a curse, and that is, it's basically, it's not unrecoverable. But we certainly need good RNG, I think, to make sure that we didn't, and it looks like that we actually have good luck today, so we can leave Harvey's Island in record time, to be perfectly honest. Of course, as we leave Harvey's Island, I think this is a good time to mention that we need to be looking out for any recipes on the island. We need to be checking out for our villagers to see who's home. We need to be stopping by their house and picking up their recipe. We need to be scouring the beach as well to make sure we find the washed up bottle on the beach. But it seems like we're doing okay right now, and I'm just going to get ready on the split as soon as we load in. We don't even know what the personal best is anymore. I've completely messed this up somehow, and the time splits are gone, but I can tell you that we are very much on a world record pace. This is the best I've ever run a Dear Darling daily video. But this is where the real challenge comes in. Usually it's very easy to just to follow the path there, just to find out if Phoebe is here or not, but I think it's actually easier, this new tech I've developed, to run over here first and then jump across to find out if Phoebe's here or not. As we can see, Phoebe's outside her house and Vivian is not in either, so we don't need to waste time checking to see if they are the ones that we need to talk to find our recipe as we go on to the Nook Mile Island. I don't know if in this loading screen I can try and bring back the splits. It doesn't seem like it, but at least I can have this open so I can see what the best times are at each point. So we're looking for a sub 8, I think, for this time. And of course, you might be like, hey dear darling, this is, usually, you know, I watch Animal Crossing New Horizons speedruns all the time. People skip through Cap and Song. Why aren't you skipping through Cap and Song right now? Well, this is because we are doing the special category called the Dear Darling Daily Video. And we're actually not allowed to skip Cap and Song. We're part of the requirements of this is, of course, we must mimic Dear Darling's daily video diaries entries as closely as possible. And one thing she always does, for some unexplainable reason, is that she listens to Cap and Song in full. So, of course, we can't actually choose to skip it. And there's actually a little bit of tech here where you actually have to not skip it towards the end, because if you do skip it, it turns out going through Cap'n's dialogue takes even longer than just listening to the song through to its completion. So we can take our time right now, and on the way back, we'll be listening to it again. And that's, of course, some great time for any donations. But while we're there, you know, the fun doesn't stop. We got to immediately try and find the recipe for Nook Mile. Sorry, for this Nook Mile Ticket Island. I can tell you that my best time ever would have this as 7:56:59, you know, adding up of my sum of best splits. So as I say, we're on a world record pace. It was a fantastic first few splits that we have, which has set us up really well. We got a really lucky spawn here. We got to open it up, and hopefully this is a recipe that we've already learned, so we don't need to waste time going through the dialogue boxes to say we already learned it, and we can immediately head backwards. This is fantastic. You know, I've never seen a run as good as this one before, and honestly, I've just got to run my race, you know. Speedrunning, it's all about honing in, it's all about focusing, you know. I've practiced this, I've done this 1,469 days before, I've done this so many times before. It's all about focusing in now to make sure that I can do it. And you might be like, hey, you're talking a lot for someone who is saying that, and I also completely just forgot to do the split, so, you know, I've no idea what's going on with these splits anymore. Like, how does this work? I've definitely used live split before. Don't even pretend that I didn't. Okay, so I can't do the next split while I have this dialogue box open. But I can tell you 6:36, that is a whole minute 20 ahead of our best run ever in the Dear Darling, of course, daily video category. Whew. So we just got to shake it off, you know. Great time for some donations, if we got any. We don't have any donations, of course, because who's watching this and donating? But theoretically, if this was actually a speedrun category, then, you know, maybe we'd have some donations here. But the next thing we had to do is we have to have a drink of a roost. Now, the things we got to think about pathing-wise is we got to run up the beach first. You might think we should go directly to the roost, but it's actually better and more time efficient if we run up the side of the beach first, see if the recipe is here, and then we need to turn around and we need to go check Raymond's house to see if he is the crafter or not. Because while that may, you know, increase the split timings that we have currently, it will be so much easier for us in the future when it comes to the find both recipe section. So it seems like we weren't lucky this time. It wasn't actually on this far east beach, but maybe if we're lucky, we can see that Raymond will be the one who's crafting, and then once we get the recipe from him, we won't have to deal with thinking about the recipes anymore. We see it's not him, so new tech again is we talk out, we sacrifice some of our friendship points with the villagers to immediately walk away when we see that they're not the crafter. I know it like hurts, I know it feels bad, and you know you want to talk to your villagers, you want to treat them nicely, etc, 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 but unfortunately that is not something that we can deal with. We can also spend time up here. That's another nice little tech discovered by a very niche speedrun in the community called the Legend 27, I forgot how that meme goes, where you can actually just use the right stick to check if Amelia is home or not, and if you're lucky enough that RNG points of direction where she's not home, then you can immediately leave and you won't even have to check her house. So, okay, so we got a little bit unlucky with this RNG here, where it turns out that none of the people that we're running into, none of them are a crafter, but it's okay, I'm not too worried yet. We're still on this world record split. We just got to keep it up as we have a drink at a roost, because normally, the sum of best splits right now will be 12 minutes 54. This is unprecedented levels of breaking record, but you got to bear in mind that at this point we may have already found both recipes for my best split. So you know, we can't be lax too yet, but we can have a nice drink with Brewster at a roost. We'll see if he asks us for pigeon milk or not. If he does, well, unfortunately that's one more dialogue box to go through, but again, we're on such an amazing pace that I'm not going to stop this run. We've got to keep it going, we've got to see it through to the end. I'm really hoping to get that sub 18 minutes today. My best split so far is only 19 minutes 55, which is respectable. It's pretty good. I mean, it's good enough for a world record, no have you, but of course some people are going to be hot on my tails, and I definitely don't want them to be doing that as well. You might be like, who is hot on your tails? This is why I put name of speedrunners if I knew any, which of course I absolutely do. I don't know why you would assume I don't know any speedrunner names off the top of my head. I think the only one I know is Smallland. But he's not even, I don't think he's a world record holder. I think he's just kind of like a really entertaining YouTuber. And I forgot to do the split once again, because I'm, you know, I'm really good at speedrunning. I've done this many times before. So of course, that was on purpose. Everyone knows that timer doesn't start until you actually leave a roost itself. I had to lose a bit of time there because I had to mute myself to cough, which of course is not optimal, but it's something that is just expected within Dear Darling daily videos. You just got to roll with it. So right now we've got to find both recipes. We've narrowed down that the villager who has the recipes on the left side of the island, we can see it's not biscuit, so we can immediately turn away. And instead of going down through the park, which will waste more time, we can jump over here and we can immediately find ourselves in front of Lily's house. And I'm really, at this point, I'm just fingers crossed hoping that it's Lily. This is such a miraculous pace that I'm just like, if this is Lily, who's our crafter for today, then unfortunately it's not. So that leaves only the summer villagers and fauna left, which is suboptimal. You know, it just goes to show that in speedrunning you can always save more time on your speedruns, you know? Like, imagine if this run we immediately walked in and Phoebe was our crafter. Like, straight off the bat we walked in, she was there, she was crafting, we got the recipe and done. We walked down to the beach, the recipe was there. Unfortunately that's not always the case, but this is why this is such like an exciting category to speedrun in Animal Crossing New Horizons, is because it's always up in the air. You always never know exactly what's going on. Things are always ambiguous. You don't know if you're going to be, what you're doing is a world record or not. And we have really bad luck today, as it's either Audie or Fauna who has a recipe crafter, who's our recipe crafter for today. But that's okay, but it's still a really, really good pace. As we run down the beach over here, we're sort of doing two birds one stone as we run down the beach to try and see if a recipe's here. It's not here, so okay, the recipe can only be on Fauna's part of the island, which is really, really terrible RNG. But again, you know, I've been grinding this out for 1,469 days. What's 1,469 more? And as we got the worst luck possible, it seems Fauna is our recipe crafter for today. We'll have to check out our house, and then we'll see exactly what she's got going on crafting. But of course, it's not like the hugest time loss, to be honest, to actually have to check all of the villagers. Like, if this wasn't such a good run, I probably would have restarted by now, but it only probably adds on maybe 20 seconds to the entire speedrun, which is notable, I think. But this speedrun category has such wild swings in either direction. You never really know where you can save the time. But here we go, we're finding both recipes now, as we talked to Fauna. We're just grabbing a thing. I do a little bit of speed loss there, and a bit suboptimal. I accidentally moved the cursor. It's also a bit more suboptimal as this is not a new recipe, so we had to go through a bit of extra dialogue. But we are still on a fantastic pace. We find the first recipe. We already know for sure this is one that we don't need to learn, so that is helpful, but we don't have to go through those menus once again, as we run down to a beach where we know for sure the recipe is going to be. And honestly, this could be a world record run. I'm like shaking right now. I might have done the biggest speed run save in history as we find the recipe. Let's just hope this is not one that we've learned. Thank you, Meringue, for having it so easily accessible. As we found both recipes now, we just need to return to the town square and get ready on time, everyone. 3, 2, 1, time. Oh my word. And this is where we got to do the outro. This is a crazy run, and where I say, if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares, greatly appreciated. Socials, Discord down, but I hope you can see each other again. But for now, it's Alpha. So until next time, bye-bye for now. Time. How do we stop this? 13:37. I don't know how to use time split. Oh my god, 13:37. This is the craziest speedrun. This is a world record. I've completely demolished the speedrun category. It's been eviscerated. Okay, well that's enough of that. There you go, April Fools, I suppose, for today. It was just this silly speedrun category thing. Like I was like, oh, I should do something for April Fools. This could be an interesting idea, but I was like, I don't know how to use live split. So I don't actually know what I did, which erased the things over. How do I? Oh, how do I save this as my best time? Oh, I think it has saved as my best time. I don't really know why there's a thing here. Remove segment. I actually accidentally added in one more segment, but there you go. If you want to do your own Dear Darling Animal Crossing daily video split speedrun, there you go. You can use live split and you can take those sort of things. But now the actual video, I suppose, starts in the time we have left, which is only about 5 minutes. So, I mean, I think by this time last year, I had the Animal Crossing thumbnail art done, which I definitely have not done this year, by the way. So, I can only apologise for that. But again, I've just been like extremely busy. How do I like, oh, exit live split, there you go. Do you want to save your splits? I'm going to save my splits right now. Where on earth do I save them? Dear Darling, random, sure, I don't know. Save my layout? Okay. I don't know why I'm saving all this stuff, but sure, we'll save it over here. Dear Darling. In case I ever use live split ? In the future. So yeah, there you go. I just had this idea of like, what can I do for an April Fool's video? Let's pretend it's like a speed run or something. And it's just something so ridiculously silly. But there are Animal Crossing speedruns as far as I know. I think it's like 100% completion or something. Museum completion, which is one of the most insane things I've ever heard. I don't think there's any short form Animal Crossing speedruns, which kind of makes sense. There's not really much to short form speedrun in the first place. But I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it at least very silly. I've not seen all that many speedrun videos. I've seen like some games done quick here and there. I've talked about this one before. Like my most favourite one is definitely the person who did a Dance Revolution one. It was crazy to watch, but it was so cool. I've seen some other ones here, but I think I saw like a Portal one at some point. Anyway, I think speedrunning is pretty cool. Like, and it's definitely something I would never personally engage in because it doesn't appeal to me in an execution sense, but like in a like following on spectating sense, I think it actually seems really fun and really cool. Yeah, so that's just some like really stupid idea I had at the back of my mind, and I was like, all right, let's do it. You know, we might as well do something for April Fools. I don't even know if I did anything for April Fools last year, so why not? I don't know if I should start putting my VTuber like my VTube avatar, I suppose, in these videos or not. To be perfectly honest, maybe at some point, maybe when I finish the full one, I'll start putting it on. But hopefully you enjoyed the live stream. That I did recently. I guess I'll be talking about the live stream tomorrow, to be perfectly honest, rather than today, because today is April Fool's and yesterday I think I did it before the actual live stream. There'll be another one this Saturday, probably, around the same sort of time, if all things go to plan. I don't think I have any other plans for this weekend, so maybe it'll be fine, maybe it won't be. But yeah, I don't really know what else to say. I didn't really have the rest of this video thing planned out. I was going to say I was going to time the splits such that they actually sort of matched up to a previous video, but then I was like, there's no point of doing this. Like, I might as well just sort of make it up. So the first half, all the splits are matched up to like a previous video, and then it's just so full of variety that I'm just like, oh, you know, I don't know, I'll just make up the numbers. Not that you can see the numbers anyway. I had no idea what I did, which got rid of all the personal best things and no longer showed what the time is. I think I must have accidentally skipped something, but again, I'm a time split rookie, live split rookie. But on that note, I think I'm going to round this episode off here for realsy this time. So thank you. I hope you enjoyed the April Fools, and hopefully you've had a lot of fun today with all the practical jokes. But if you haven't been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares greatly appreciated. Socials, Discord down below. Hope we see each other again. But for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye bye for now.